So when I was like 19, maybe, I went to this ashram in Southern California in Encinitas and in the hills. Um, there were no coyotes, unfortunately. Like there were vultures, and I got scared of them and ran away. There's a lot of sage, which is I think I collected some skulls or bones. I don't know, skulls. They're like little bones. I don't know. I'm not. I don't. I don't think. I don't even know what is it called when you can identify bones. Is there like a specific like science of bones? It's probably just animal anatomy, but like there are people who are really good at saying that's the bone of that. That's the bone of that when they're in the wild and they can like identify bones. Like what? What are you studying? Like how do you where do you get that? Anyway, but like the knowledge, like um, that's not. Is that? See, now I have pangs in my heart saying, why would you think that, man? Like that's obviously like, but it's not. I'm just curious of like what do you study? Like literally. See, now I'm second guessing myself because now like I have this sensitivity in my heart to like this specific thing. But yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, so I was in this ashram and he was. Oh, and I had this experience, probably sleep paralysis, where I woke up and there was like this thing of like on my chest, a very common symptom of sleep paralysis, and it was like, um, if you leave this place, I will forsake you, and it was like God's voice, and I was like, oh my God. But I was like, I had to leave because at the time, like all this stuff was happening, and like I wasn't sure like if I was like having a religious experience or a psychotic break. So I had the idea that like, oh my God, I'm schizophrenic. So I was like, I need to go because like the walls are changing colors, and like I feel like everything is like hyper significant, and like like things would happen. Like I would ask for feathers, and now like I kind of appreciate this in a different way, but I can appreciate this in a different way, but like I asked for like I really wanted like bird feathers, like to collect, and then I was sitting in the garden, this beautiful garden, a little pagoda and a bunch of flowers. I was more interested in flowers types and stuff, and like plants to remember what kind of flowers were there. They're like Zen circles and sorts of landscaping and little benches and stuff and trees. It was a very beautiful garden, and um, overhead, like these feathers just fell from the sky, like a bunch of them, like a ton of them. And I think they were what? I don't remember what color they were. I don't know what kind of bird they were from because I'm not really a bird expert, but or expert at identifying birds or pieces of birds. So there's a bunch of bird feathers everywhere, and I was like, wow, what? What? So that was like I wasn't ready for that, I guess. And other things happened. Like I felt like God was my girlfriend and my boyfriend. And, like I was like on. Like I can think of these things differently now, like than I did back then. But it was just way too much and it was super overwhelming, and like um, like it was just a lot going on. I thought Yogananda was like trying to like take my soul. I didn't know who the heck Yogananda was. I was like, Yogananda's probably some evil cult leader, and like he's trying to like, I don't know, because like everybody was silent, and like there's it's a like a monastic kind of deal, and you're silent. You have silent hours for most of the day, um, until I think the evening. Until like no, you have silent hours until like there's special lunches. I think maybe every week where you get to talk, but otherwise, and then in the morning when they have to give instruction for your work duties or it's a special name for it, but then you would talk during that time and like read devotions, and then before that there was morning energization exercises, so you would get together and sit outside like the little I don't know, like like chapel in like a Catholic or tradition. I don't know, a chapel. It's like a place where you went to go and sit down while they led the meditation, the harmonium, and singing songs. And I don't know much about the theology of SRF, but or not the theology. I mean the rituals and the What do you call that? I don't know. Liturgy? No, it's Catholic. But can it be applied to any religion? Liturgy? Something to do with ritual, right? But so yeah, and then we do the energizations like early in the morning, like 7, 6, something, 7 I think, with the sunrise maybe. So maybe it's earlier, but then we get in our with our day. Point is that where was I in the beginning of this? Oh yeah, so that experience with waking up probably from sleep paralysis and hearing God say that, and I was so convinced for such a long time that God had forsaken me, that He would forsake me, and that I was completely out of the bounds of God, and that um, it left me very cold, and I mean led to a lot of issues. I think that's not a good feeling. You don't want to feel like God doesn't love you and won't love you, and that your life is just going to be terrible because God's going to forsake you. But I guess I had to overcome that. My dad and I had a very good conversation about it, and Dad was like, "God, why would God say that?" He was like, "What God? What if our God? What if my God would tell you that He was going to forsake you?" And I was like, "Huh." Doesn't really sound very characteristic, does it? And he was like, And we had a big conversation about God and oneness and religion and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's just these, you have these experiences, and I think maybe for a while they're meant to make you think, make you feel, contemplate, kind of show you a little bit of where you are. Maybe sometimes they're a little too much too soon. I think maybe, um, it's just a moment. There's a time where these messages kind of serve their purpose. I don't want to say it's now for this particular message, although I kind of, but it's just a curious kind of thing that happens, where for a while I thought that meant that's acid experience meant that I couldn't, because my ex-girlfriend was with me, and like I tried to shove her away from my energy as I tried to ascend into or rip open this portal to heaven, more like look at me trying to rip open a portal to heaven with my willpower. I mean, I guess kind of maybe it makes sense, but not the way that I was going at it. I was greedy as heck, and I was give me, this is mine. I was I went into my acid trip trying to ascend, or not necessarily ascend, but combine all of the information data that I had taken into that point, and have this anyway. But so yeah, I don't think my approach was necessarily the best approach. I don't think I didn't know anything better than it, really. I just wonder now. I don't know how I would approach that portal to heaven now. I think I do. I think I have an idea. But I have to allow myself one day to get out of purgatory. I have to let myself do that. And, because it's weird here. It's hella weird. It's hella lonely. And, I don't know. I think that my soul yearns for something greater than this. I know that it does. My spirit does. I know that, my prayer has been to be closer to God. And I'm not trying to and it sounds almost like I'm trying to make a case. I sound like someone trapped, right? I sound like a trapped person. Oh my God. And I think the more I talk about it, the more I'm going to just feel that way. Life is bizarre, and it's lovely. I think I've been so attracted to the bizarre. Like, so into, like, the bizarre. You know? I feel like it's time to let that go. Am I saying that out loud? I am. So, anyway, so I think this part of my spiritual journey is, I don't know. I have no idea. I think I have this fear of attracting the opposite of what I say. Not fear necessarily, but I guess this idea of like, it's mostly based on misunderstandings and irrationality. Using my word to be positive rather than, well, not necessarily negative. I think it's just because, all in all, like, I'm just trapped in this big loop right now. This big cycle, this big feedback loop. It's really, you know. Yeah, but I might, another news? What else I was talking about? I don't know. I want to manifest like light stuff, like love. Like I don't know what that means yet. You understand what I mean? Like, I don't know what that means yet. I don't. I don't know what that means. I've been so drowned in absolute darkness. Like whenever I get a little bit of light, I'm like, and it's very unhealthy. And this idea of like, but it's nice because yeah, so I understand that. I mean, gobble gobble isn't like, not like a Galactus gobble gobble. I don't even know if Galactus eats suns, but he definitely eats planets. But more of like a, just yeah, I know what I mean. And right now it's all that's sufficient because it has personal meaning, internal meaning. That's kind of what I want to go off right now. Somehow that develops into something. So I feel like I need to talk about some other stuff. I don't know what. I want to start boxing. I think it'd be nice, right? It's like cool. It's like, yeah, bob and weave, bob and weave. Figure out your opponent's mind. Punch, punch, punch. This is currently my what's it called? I don't even know what it's called. Form, right? To go, but who knows? First of all, you don't just straight away into boxing. Amateur boxing costs more. It's not. You don't go straight into boxing because you need to be conditioned. You need to know the moves. You know whatever. So I'm gonna go in the group classes where they just have you as a group. All you do is exercises. You learn how to uppercut. You learn how to jab. You learn how to jab. You learn how to hook. Whatever. You learn like the fundamentals of boxing. And then after that, if I am still in it, which I think I will be, we will see. I think I need to branch out the fighter in me, because I have a fighter in me, right? I need to let him breathe and be and exist in a way that is his, that just gives him what he wants. You know what I mean? Where he gets to live in his element and be what the heck he wants to be. And he gets to fight. He gets to push his body to the limits. He gets to exercise. He gets to push up. He gets to run. He gets to kettlebells and not stop until his muscles are hurting and he's ripped as heck. And that's definitely an aspect of myself that I picked up, probably the joy of in high school, where I was just blasting it and learning cross country and endurance all over the place, and something that I've kept up with. But I fight in different ways now, and I think there's a fight in me that I need to put somewhere so I can stop fighting and find another alternative. I'm a spiritual warrior, certainly, but man, in a different, I don't know. I just, you know what I mean? So, I'll just, yeah. Just kind of let him do his thing. Go fight, man. If you need to fight, go fight. If you feel like you need to fight, then go fight. Fight your ass off. Fight to win, if you have to. Learn sportsmanship and learn how to coach. Whatever. If that's what you need. If that's important to me. If that's as important to me as it seems and it feels. Then go. And then as that aspect of myself is going, doing its thing, being himself, flowering, existing, loving, learning in this situation, this capacity. Only 2 days a week. Let's be honest. I'm not joining a clinic. I'm not going out and fighting every day for a week. I'm not. That's not like a lifestyle now. Is I'm gonna go fight. I'm gonna go fight. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. No, it's gonna be training. So I'm gonna be pushing my body, fighting. I'm gonna be pushing my body really hard. Pushing my body every day to get to a fitness level that I have not been in years and years and years. A fitness level that I have been avoiding, frankly, for years and years and years, because I don't want to do push-ups on my own. I don't want to do any of that stuff on my own. But being in a group of people, one, is super therapeutic because for reasons that hitherto now I don't necessarily, but now, I don't know. It's important to have contact with people. So you need contact, human contact. And some say that we're not humans, that we're energy in a spirit that's wrapped up in a physical body or something. I don't get it, frankly. I get it, I understand it, but I don't get it. I felt it, I guess, but I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I'm a human. I'm a human being, and it's taken me a lot to get to that point of saying I'm a human. I've been asking the question, "What am I?" for years and years and years and years. But now, it's I'm a human. I'm a human being. I'm a human being, and that's okay. All right, man, be a human. Yeah, not be, but you are a human. You're a human. Look at you. Recognizable features, right? Look at me. Neck, shoulders. I got pec 1, pec 2. Look at stomach or abdomen. I've got ribs. Even probably if you cut me up, I got all the organs I'm organs. I got arms, fingers. But then that makes me into an ableist because I've realized that I've been so centered on this divinity of humanity, of the human body, of the oneness and the wholeness of the human body, that I've completely been ignoring anybody else's experience. Like when I was a kid, like I was delving back into that country of whatever time period that was, but you know, in that country's mind, or that country's one of those country's great thinkers decided that he was going to do experiments in order to divulge himself of the necessity, or to experience what it would be to not have the senses, the sight, the smell, the taste, the ears, stuff like that. Like, just this distance, detachment from my human form, detachment from the senses, detachment from even my mind, like detachment from all of these different parts, and but it took me a while to get to this point where it's like, okay, la la la, So it's really weird, and I think I gotta really just take a moment to be like, yeah. You get what I mean? Like, God. So, but yeah, I'm just all like this idea, all the mystical ideas. I think I had like, like I've been listening to like really like popular culture mysticism, and like mysticism from like people who I don't necessarily think like we just, I think, consume it, or like Christian mystics who you just wonder, like, is there depth to it? Is there a real understanding behind it? Is there anything? It doesn't smell like good pie or something. I don't know. It's just not like. It's very flat. You just learn about The Secret and like all that stuff, and like that stuff. To me, like seemed like bunk. Like you just don't understand coincidences. When I was a kid, I was just like, it's just shit happening because shit happens like that. The universe. Like I had the idea that the universe, takes care of you. The universe brings stuff to you. The universe will bring stuff to you. The universe. I thought the universe would hate me because I killed a fish. I was on a fishing trip in camp. Oh, this is getting long. One more. I have to go. It's midnight almost. So, all right.